Good evening, Ollie.
Evening.
Just wondering your thoughts about being here under the circumstances, how the players have been, and whether, indeed we should even be playing this football match.
Well, the players are focused and just concentrated on the job. Of course, these are difficult circumstances, but not just for football, but in the whole society. So for us, it's we just have to do what we're told and get on with the game. If that's if that's what the authorities think that we should do, and they've been the same. They've prepared for the game as we normally do.
Well, the atmosphere obviously will be, excuse me, very different. I've got it now. Sorry, I shouldn't joke. Obviously, be very different to normal. How important is it for your players not to kind of switch off and think, it's like a friendly or a practice match?
And we will have to create our own atmosphere within the team, within the game, of course. It's like they are used to it, training with no spectators anyway, and we do have some behind closed doors friendlies at times, and I'm in no doubt that my players are focused, that we are ready to perform, even if there's no spectators there.
Okay.
But of course, it'll be strange. It would be strange to see Scotty sliding in front of no one, for example, like he did on Sunday. So it makes for a stranger atmosphere, and we're just going to make the most of it.
Präsentieren.
I'm not sure if you know, but our old coach Warren Joyce, he scored a goal for Hull in front of an empty stand and was celebrating in front of them. So you might just have to create that atmosphere yourself. I think Warren would be happy when I say this.
Ollie,
no, that was just something internal. Okay. Yeah.
In these trying times, and we all know you have to get on with the job. If you're told to do it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Do you fear that this tournament may not even finish? I mean, there's been a lot of talk about not even completing this round of fixtures.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that mindset like for yourself? Because away from the difficulties, you guys are trying to get into the Champions League by one route or by another route. So it's a very important situation for you as a football club.
Yeah, it is. And we don't know what's going to happen. We just have to get on with it when we can. I think football is for fans. I think without fans we're nothing anyway, so I think the game should be always for them. Of course, it's still going to be on telly, but tomorrow we might get a different message, or next week, or in 2 weeks' time. So of course it's a difficult situation, but the boys, they are very good at just focusing on the job in hand, and that's what we have to do as a club.
Hi, Ollie.
Hi.
Just obviously some Arsenal players have been in self-isolation. Wolves didn't want to play against Olympiacos. Have the players actually been tested as a precaution?
No, we haven't had any tests, no.
Is that something that's likely to happen? Have there been any more conversations
well,
about preparations going
that'll be the experts and our doctor if he decides to, but we've had no reason to so far.
Okay, also wie schon auch eben
From my
berichtet.
understanding.
One for Ollie, one for Scott if possible. Ollie, just same sort of question, to be honest with you. Given there's a game that was called off last night, there's two more call off tomorrow, games behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Would you understand it if this competition and also the Premier League were actually cut short and weren't played out now?
I would understand, yes, under the circumstances. It's of course it's not up to it's up to the experts to decide, and the main concern must be the health of the general public, and the decision that will be made will back.
And for Scott, you couldn't get a bigger contrast between what you saw on Sunday and what you'll face in the game here. Will it be strange, almost kind of weird for a player playing in that kind of atmosphere?
Yeah, obviously, whenever you're growing up and you're playing under 18 games, reserve team games, you're used to obviously playing in front of lesser crowds, and when you get to the first team, you play in front of 75,000 people at Old Trafford. So obviously, it will be strange playing a first team game like that. But for the boys, we just have to keep keep focused, keep the mentality the same, and just keep doing what you've been doing. And obviously that's trying to win football matches. So for us, not really an awful lot changes, but it is a real shame that obviously the fans from both sides can't come, and hopefully we get it sorted as soon as possible.
Hi, Scott. You're obviously a huge United fan.
Mm-hmm.
If the season were to be cancelled, it would mean that certain Liverpool probably wouldn't win the title. I just wonder how you would feel about that.
Yeah, obviously that's a difficult question to answer, but for me, you can't really say too much about that. Obviously, for us, as the manager, the coaching staff, and obviously the players, we're just concentrating on ourselves. We have to be 100% committed to what we're doing, the journey that we're going on as well, and forgetting about other teams. The only team that we're concentrating on is the next game, and obviously that's tomorrow night, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, and obviously for us it's a big build-up in matches, so we have to be ready, and hopefully this coronavirus won't affect us too much.
And does this feel like, after a result like Sunday, does this feel like a moment for Manchester United, maybe a turning point?
Yeah, you can always say that. You can always say that big games can flip a season or turn a season and point it in a real positive direction, and it can be a real transformation for a group. And I feel like you're starting to see that with the players now, that the confidence that we're playing with and how well we played the other day was a real credit. The desire to win and everything about the team that day was helping each other, doing all the right things as well. So for me, coming back from injury, it's amazing to be a part of it as well, and hopefully long may it continue with the run of games that we've been going on as well. So now hopefully it can be exciting times towards the business end of the season as well.
Auch dann dementsprechend haben.
Question to Ole, as far as these safety precautions are concerned, are there any taken in Manchester for the next week's rematch? And what would it mean for the players play in the Old Trafford with empty stands?
At the moment, I'm not aware of any decision being made about next week's game. But we do, as a club, take all the precautions. As a group of players, we take all the precautions, but we have to wait for the authorities and the government to make their decisions on the games going forward.
Okay, and my second question is, sorry, I'm so nervous. I'm a big United fan since I was a little boy. And is there any chance you could take a picture with me after the press conference?
That's going to be no problem.
I've got a kit as well here. If you could sign it, that would be great.
Absolutely no worries.
I'm shaking, I'm sorry.
We'll do that.
Okay, also zunächst die Frage zu den Sicherheitsmaßnahmen, die getroffen werden, auch für die nächsten Spiele. Wissen Sie da was? Kann es sein, dass dann das Rückspieler dementsprechend...
Simon?
Hi Ollie, just seeing how far back I can ask a question from. There was some absentees from training today. What's the situation with Martial for one, and just as the weekly Paul Pogba update question, how's he going in his fitness? He said he'd return to first team training this week.
Anthony hurt himself when he slid into the post, so he's not ready for this game. Hopefully he can be ready for Sunday, but I'm not sure. He's struggling a little bit. And Paul is getting closer, yes. But today he wasn't with the team, no. He's not trained with the team yet, but he's or fully with the team. So by next week he'll be ready.
Scotty, to go back to you, if you wouldn't mind, to go back to what you were talking about, the managers talked a lot about creating a new culture within the squad and within the club. How much do you personally feel that, and how much can you kind of see it day by day? And the other question I'd ask is the impact that Fernandes might be having on a developing young player like you. You know, what are you learning from him in terms of your own kind of football education?
Yeah, obviously with Bruno, you see that he comes in and he's a born winner straight away. You see that in training as well. He's willing to take the ball, receive the ball in any situation, and obviously play the killer pass, which is what we need as a team. We need that creativity, and we need that spark from somebody. I feel like he's come in and had an amazing start. You know, I can't give him enough credit for the way that he has started his career. And obviously for me, he's demanding. He is very demanding because he's a number 10 who wants the ball. So you have to give him the ball, and if you don't, then you can be in a little bit of trouble. But no, he's been a breath of fresh air, and I'm sure the manager would reiterate that as well, with the way that he's come in, interacted with the group perfectly, and obviously he's got a personality, and that's what this football club needs. That's footballers who play for Manchester United need to have that personality on the pitch, and he has that in abundance. So no, it's a real credit.
Ollie, first question's for yourself, and then secondly, Scott. We've seen Taif Chong commit his future to Manchester United a long time, which is obviously great. Youngsters coming through the academy. Another youngster coming through the academy who's already come, obviously Angel Gomez. Just wondered if there's any, update on him maybe committing his future to Manchester United. Maybe found some game time scarce. And the second question is, Scott, there's been a lot of talk about yourself and Matic. Now you're back fit. Matic kind of took the reins, in your absence. And how is that, competition for places? How do you see it from your side? Is that a good thing? And do you see it as something that keeps you on your toes and obviously puts the club in a better position?
So me to start then. Yeah, with Tahit, we're very happy that he can see his future here, and we can see a very good player there, and we'll give him the time that he needs to develop. And that's the same with Angel. We hope that we can convince him that both in the near future, in the long future, he's a Man United player.
Yeah, obviously in terms of competition for places, it's so important at a football club. Like, if you don't have competition for places, then people get relaxed. They take it too easy. They take the foot off the pedal. And obviously in a group where everybody's fighting every day to be in the team, it can only breed a healthy environment. And Manchester United have always had that competition for places, people being in and out of the team. But obviously for myself, you want to be one of the first names on the team sheet, and obviously that's the way that you have to strive for. You have to strive to be the best of yourself. And obviously for me, Nemanja is a great player as well, so I can learn a lot from him. So for me, it's only positive at the minute, and hopefully, as I say, we can go on a really good run towards the end of the season with everybody playing as well. Scoring goals.
Die erste Frage zunächst an den Trainer.
Okay, last question.
Hi, Ollie. Did you as a player ever play a game behind closed doors, from memory or not?
I played in Norway, so yes, I did. I played for my local team until I was 22, so probably Scottish age before I played in front of crowds. So yeah, I did plenty of times.
And can I just say as well, you talked about the team being in transition and a work in progress, but surely when you get to the latter stages of a tournament like this, it kind of focuses their mind. I mean, you must feel that the team have got the ability and the mindset to win that first trophy under you. I know we're only at the last 16, but...
Well, I think the mindset is getting there. I think the focus is getting there. And I think the squad that we're building, Scott is talking about it with the competition for places. Yes, Scotty wants to play, but he also wants Nemanja to do well, which is a great position to be in as a manager. And, well, it's not just them two. We've got now 24, 25 players training, competing every day. So, and they all know that it's the business end of the season. We're not giving out game time now just for the sake of game time. You need to perform to be in and around the starting 11 and even on the bench.